Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry I was having some technical difficulties, but I'm here. And welcome to the Listener Podcast. I'm your host, Tyrone. That's right, I'm back. Yeah, I had some technical difficulties, but we got past them. Okay, y'all saw a little bit of black screen. Calm down. Calm down. It was a little bit of black screen. I fixed it. I got it all together now. So, my bad. My fault. I'm here. The co-host is here. Co-host is here. Barely though. Barely. He almost went here. He almost didn't make it today. But I got some. I got some of them here. I got enough of them to share. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm gonna use them now. Hey, co-host. Good morning. Yep. So the co-host is here. I'm here, and today's episode, I was gonna call it Adult Swim, right? I was thinking about calling it Adult Swim. I was like, I'm gonna name the episode Adult Swim, but then I was like, nah, I can't name it Adult Swim. That's the Cartoon Network's Joan. Right, that's the Cartoon Network's name for the situation. So I didn't want to steal their name. I didn't want to use their name, and I didn't want y'all to think that this was just about Adult Swim cartoons, because it's not. Because Adult Swim don't even go to the level or magnitude of what I was talking about. So I just named them Cartoons for Me. And Cartoons for Me is the best name of this episode, because these cartoons are for me. And if you know me, and you know what I like, you know how I get down with killing, cussing, fucking, and all that, then you know that these cartoons are cartoons that's for me. Which means also that if these cartoons is for me, in the famous words of Dave Chappelle, you better not bring your kids. You know what I mean? You better not bring them kids, because them kids better not be in there when I'm watching my shit, because it's not good. My kids watch my shit because they my kids, and they done been around, and they older. But Haya don't watch it. She's 8. But the other ones do. But they older though. They understand, and certain things I do. Certain times these cartoons go to a point where I do have to be like, oh, Angel, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Angel, you gotta go. You can't see this. But for the most part, my kids can kind of watch the shit. But do I recommend them for your kids? I absolutely, positively, 100% do not. Don't be getting me in trouble. Don't be saying this was fair that we can watch this shit, and then you put it on for your kids, and then child services or somebody is calling you, or they done went back and told the teacher what they done saw on your television. That's on you. That's on you. Don't put it on me. Not my burden to carry. I just made a suggestion. You took it. That's your problem. That's your fault. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. So the title of this episode is called Cartoons Made for Me. And that's right. If you didn't understand by now, I'm going to say it again. After I take another sip, I'm going to say it again. These are cartoons made for me. And I'm a certain kind of adult. Okay? So that ought to tell you where I'm going with this. Now, first of all, let's not act like cartoons have not, push boundaries back in the day, because they pushed boundaries back in the day. You had the Popeyes where it was olive oil, and Popeye and Brutus was fighting over olive oil, and you don't think of it as adult because it didn't go that far, but it was like Popeye and Brutus was fighting over a bitch. Ain't that some adult shit? Don't adults fight over bitches? You know what I mean? So it was some adult shit, and olive oil had a baby. Olive oil had a baby. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sweet Pea, right? Sweet Pea was olive oil's baby. Who was their baby daddy? You know what I'm saying? You don't think about it as a child. You don't think about it. You're just like, oh, she got a baby. But Popeye never said that was his son, did he? Was that Brutus' baby? You know what I mean? Was Brutus and Popeye really fighting over the baby and not olive oil, little skinny ass? You know what I'm saying? And they used to rumble over olive oil too. I mean, rumble. Oh, Popeye. Oh, Brutus. And then the other thing too, olive oil was a little bit of a slum, wasn't she? Olive oil wasn't dedicated to nobody, was she? Then she go on some dates with Brutus. Then she hang out with Brutus a few times. Then Brutus coming to our house and bring her flowers. How you know where the crib was at? You see what I'm saying? There was some adult shit in Popeye we didn't ever think about. We didn't ever see it. It wasn't out there. It wasn't put to the front. Or like Looney Tunes too. Bugs Bunny was very violent. Elmer Fudd was very violent. Yosemite Sam was very violent. Didn't them motherfuckers pull guns out? Didn't they blast on their ass? When they shooting? When they killing people? When they trying to? Wasn't Wile E. Coyote dying every episode too on Looney Tunes? But we don't think about that. We don't think about that. We don't look at that as kids. We just go, oh, it's fun. It's fun. G.I. Joe was all about war. Cobra, they was a terrorist group. That's adult shit. Terrorist groups and shit like that. You know what I mean? But we didn't ever really think about those things as children. We just watched it. We was able to just watch it because we didn't have to think about those things because those things wasn't put out there. Never was they put out there. They was just there. And that was a little old to adults. Like, we're going to put some adult content in there, but we ain't going to tell the kids. And then Shrek and all those movies started doing that shit, trying to be subtle. We know about that. But I'm talking about television cartoons. So I'm thinking that the first time that the limits was pushed was The Simpsons. That's right. The Simpsons. And The Simpsons ain't in no way, shape, or form, no way in hell. No way in hell. You got no chance. Down. No chance in hell. The Simpsons ain't got no chance of making a list of what I'm talking about. But I remember The Simpsons was the first cartoon that pushed the boundaries. And the only reason why I remember this is because I grew up Jehovah's Witness. And oh shit, something else too. Oh, well, I grew up Jehovah's Witness, and Jehovah's Witnesses got rules and all these rules and regulations on what the kids can watch, what you can watch, what's worldly, what's not worldly, all this shit, right? And so at first we was watching The Simpsons like a motherfucker, you know what I mean? Because my mom only cared about Transformers because they was shooting and killing. She only cared about G.I. Joe because it was shooting and killing on G.I. Joe. You know, He-Man, all them joints had like sorcery and shooting and killing and shit my mom didn't know about. The Simpsons was just a family, just Homer, Marge, and Bart, and it was just a family. So we was chilling. Simpsons was cool. We was watching Simpsons like a motherfucker. Then my mom watched one episode and Homer choked the shit out of Bart, you know what I'm saying? And so Homer choking Bart and some of the shit, and Bart said, eat my shorts, and Bart got a little smart with his dad, disrespectful, whatever. My mom stopped us from watching The Simpsons. Okay, so Simpsons was the first show that I remember that kind of like pushed the boundaries a little bit, kind of like, even though it wasn't no killing and cussing and fucking in it, it kind of like, you know, Jehovah's Witness kids still couldn't watch the shit. You know what I mean? It pushed a little bit of a boundary. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so The Simpsons was the first cartoon where I think pushed the boundary, but it didn't go far enough for me. It didn't go far enough to make this list. It didn't push me to the limit. The limit. It didn't do that. So The Simpsons is not on this list. Then we go to the original OG of pushing the limits. We go to the original OG of going there and being out there and being outrageous and doing something. South Park. Now, mind you, South Park might be the GOAT. Might be the GOAT of adult cartoons, because I mean, like, what the fuck was going on? South Park had all kinds of shit. Eric Cartman is the worst character in history. Not even talking about just cartoons, not even talking about movies, not even talking about I'm talking about the worst created fictional character in the history of the world, the biggest villain on the planet, the worst person ever in history. It hands down, the award goes to Eric fucking Cartman. Okay, you never ever in your life is going to see somebody more racist, more terroristic, more misogynistic, more hateful, more spiteful, more jealous, more evil, more disgusting, more fucking just outright just everything bad with the world is inside of this Eric Cartman, and he's a kid. He's a kid. What is this motherfucker? 10 years old, 11 times? Maybe 12. Maybe they got to 12. I don't know. But this is an 11-year-old kid that's got all of these things, all of this shit going on inside his body, all of these, his mind, his soul, everything. It's just bad. I picture him as being grown and either going to prison or killing a lot of people. Like, he's gonna be a serial killer. He's gonna be something bad. Like, he's gonna be something bad when he gets grown, something terrible. He's gonna be one of the worst persons on the planet. He's gonna turn into like fuck Freddy Krueger, fuck Jason, fuck all them. Okay, we do not want to get to grown Eric Cartman. We do not. In the history of the world. And South Park went crazy, and then South Park made the movie. They was always pushing the boundaries, but that movie took them over the top. Fuck your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. As soon as the movie comes on, shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You are an Uncle Fucker. It's true. Nobody fucks uncles quite like you. That's the lyrics to the fucking song. And I was like, what? Then they had Operation Get Behind the Darkies in the war. They had Satan and Saddam Hussein having a fucking homosexual relationship. Okay? South Park was taking the motherfucking cake. Okay? South Park is the GOAT. Well, Yeah, I mean, I can't even say it's not. South Park is the goat of adult cartoons. South Park has everything. It has the longevity. It has the infamous. It has the clout, video games, movies, all that shit. Ain't nobody topping South Park. I'm sorry that I even brought it up first, but it was the first one. But South Park shouldn't even brought up first. I should have saved the best for last. I fucked up. I got, and I'll drink to that. You know what I mean? But yeah, South Park is probably the GOAT of adult cartoons. It's just, it's up there. And I don't even know. Yeah, okay. Fine. We're gonna put South Park GOAT. Matter of fact, South Park ain't even gonna be included in this. It's on the top tier. We're gonna put South Park in that tier, that untouchable tier. That untouchable tier out there, you know what I'm talking about? The untouchable tier that you can't touch. South Park up there, goated. It's just that. Okay. Now, after a while, you start watching South Park, and then you had things come out like Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV, which was kind of cartoony, kind of cool. You had Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken was fucking good. Robot Chicken was good. Robot Chicken pushed the boundaries and stuff, and it had like a lot of killing on there, and Rainbow Bright was doing shit. Transformers was doing shit. The Care Bears, you know what I mean? Robot Chicken took every cartoon and everything that we loved and turned it into some killing, a little bit of cussing, not much fucking. There wasn't no fucking on Robot Chicken, but there was a lot of killing, a whole lot of killing, a little bit of cussing. Robot Chicken was up there, but that was more like claymation. I don't know if you can count that as a cartoon, even though it was cartoony. It was in cartoon type, and it had a lot of cartoons featured on it, but it was more like a little bit like claymation type thing, just like the Celebrity Deathmatch was kind of claymation too, but it was still good. I counted. I laughed at Robot Chicken, and that was like one of my second ventures into adult cartoon shit, because first it was South Park, and then I kind of started watching Celebrity Deathmatch, a little bit of Robot Chicken and stuff like that, and then we go into the Adult Swim. We can go into the Adult Swim. The Adult Swim was like Cartoon Network after 9 o'clock, or maybe it was after 10. I don't know. But then that's when they started showing like a lot of Family Guy. And if you don't notice, Family Guy can have a little bit of cussing in it when it's on Adult Swim because they have a disclaimer. People didn't know this. When you watch Family Guy on Fox, it's a little bit different than the Family Guy you watch on Adult Swim, because they had a disclaimer on there where it was like, this is for adults. This is adult time. This is after 10 o'clock. Your kid should be in the fucking bed. That TV was telling you. Adult Swim starts at 10 o'clock. That means that this network that is dedicated to cartoons, it's the Cartoon Network, is dedicated to cartoons. It's dedicated to cartoons is saying, hey, after 10 it's adult time, motherfucker. Kids, turn this off, go to bed. You know what I mean? That's what it was saying. The Cartoon Network was looking out. It was part of the village. Cartoon Network was part of the village. Cartoon Network was saying, hey, man, at a certain time, these kids need to go to bed. At a certain time, these kids don't need to be watching these TVs. You know what I'm saying? Cartoon Network was right there telling us, put your kids in the fucking bed. I didn't. My kids was up a lot of times. For sure, especially on the weekends. Saturday night, you can forget it. Trying to get them kids to go to bed on Saturday night, you might as well drug them. Oh, no, don't drug them. Oh, cancel culture. I did not drug my fucking kids, y'all. No, I never gave my kids no drugs, maybe a little beer, not even beer. Nope, I didn't do nothing. Don't drug your kids. Don't give them drugs. I'm just saying that's like how you would have to. Come on, man. Come on, please. Okay, thank you. I'll call you back. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be calling you back. I'm pretty sure. Okay, but from now, I got to go. I'm on the podcast. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, sorry. Can you please accommodate me this evening? Thank you. Okay, but anyway, like I was saying, Cartoon Network was telling you go to bed, or at least they was telling you, like, take them kids over to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon's still open. You know what I mean? Or go over there to Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., go over there to Disney, the Disney Channel or something. Just get the fuck up off of here, because now it's time to entertain the parents. And so South Park, Family Guy on the regular TV with the bleep, Family Guy on Adult Swim would say shit, damn, and bitch. Now they didn't say fuck, but they would say shit, damn, and bitch. You can hear the shits, the dams, and the bitches if you watched it on Adult Swim. And that was cool. I was like, okay, this is innovative and creative. I like Family Guy over here, so I started watching Family Guy more on Adult Swim than I watched it on the Fox Network. And then they had like American Dad and like the Cleveland Show, and like they had all these shows that was kind of like Family Guy spinoffs or shows, Court and the Family Guy with the same kind of raunchiness, the same kind of, but it was still low. It was on the low though. You know, Family Guy took it there, but that Family Guy didn't take it South Park level. You know what I'm saying? Family Guy took it a little bit there, a little bit above the Simpsons, but you know, a lot below South Park. You had American Dad, same thing, a little bit above the Simpsons, but a lot below South Park. Cleveland Show, a little bit above the Simpsons, a lot below South Park. And then some shit happened. Some crazy shit happened. I started seeing this show called Squidbillies. And I was like, what the fuck is Squidbillies? And then I started seeing this show called Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And I was once again, what the fuck is Aqua Teen Hunger Force? What the fuck is Aqua Teen Hunger Force? What the fuck is Squidbillies? I was like, oh, I was intrigued, right? Now at this time, there was something else that was going on in the background with my cartoon watching. There was something else going on in the background. Let's just say the room got smoky. Okay, let's just say that. Let's just say that the time when I started really watching Adult Swim, the room was smoky. Okay, so I saw these squids on Squidbillies. I saw this daddy squid and his son squid doing all kinds of shit, doing all kinds of crazy shit, harassing women, fucking having sex, fucking killing people, fucking. I saw the cop and the little cop clone baby shit. I saw a whole bunch of shit going on in this show that I thought was crazy, outrageous, funny as fuck, but real fucked up. And I knew once again, you better not bring your kids. I knew that this wasn't for kids. I knew it was right. I knew it was fucked up, right? But I didn't believe it. I didn't believe what I was seeing because I was high. I was inhibited. I was under the influence. And so I was like, if I'm really seeing this shit. So then I thought maybe I was a genius. I was like, you know what? I'm watching this show. Maybe I'm fucking adding some shit on. You know what I mean? I thought I was dreaming a little bit at times. You know what I mean? I really did. Then I'm watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. My name is Milkshake Schooler, the Mike Ruler, the old schooler. You want a trick? I'll bring it to you. Fry lock, and I'm all cop blocking like a cop. I was like, oh shit, Meat White got the money, see? Meat White got the honey, see? And I was like, oh shit, I got to talk to French fries, talking milkshake and a meatball. These motherfuckers is talking. I got a talking meatball that's fucking making igloos and hot dogs out of himself. This shit is crazy. I got a name to a neighbor that's fucking a horn dog. Man, that's fucking he's cool with the fucking meatball and the shake and the fucking talking French fries and shit. The talking French fries is a fucking genius. The meatball is a fucking nitwit. The shake is fucking like some kind of evil, fucking villainous, fucking mean, nasty, spiteful person. I'm like, this shit is cool. I'm watching it. I'm watching the neighbors, and then got girls on there. The Mooninites. The Mooninites was just like, you ever seen what is it? Atari used to have a game Asteroids. The Mooninites was like little asteroid things, and they just come down from space and beep, beep, beep. And what's their name? A Nicknot. Their name was a Nicknot or something like that. And they came down and was fucking with my mans and them fucking with the French fries and the shake and all that. You know what I mean? It was like and a Nicknot. That's what they names was fucking and a Nicknot. And I'm watching this and I'm like, you see this shit? They had the rapper MCP Pants. MCP Pants who was rapping about getting people to eat a bunch of candy so that he can get people to come there so he can like kill them and suck their blood or some shit. The shit was crazy. Shit was crazy, but all this time I'm getting high, right? I'm getting high. And I'm high as shit. Me, my brother Conrad, my boy Day, we was all in there and we used to just get blasted. I mean, we get blasted, eat pizza, all this shit, and we watching this shit and we just cracking the fuck up. We ain't know. Well, I don't know what they knew. I don't know what they was thinking, but me, I thought I was high as shit. I was like, yo, I am higher than a motherfucker, and this shit is crazy berserk. And I thought that I was making a lot of this shit up. I thought in my head, this can't be true. This can't be right. They cannot be showing this shit on TV. I don't give a fuck if it's Adult Swim. I don't give a fuck if it's after 10 o'clock. I don't give a fuck if my kids are supposed to be in the bed. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way this is what's going on. Ain't no fucking way nobody created this fucking cartoon to do this shit. No way. Because in my head, I'm like, this is still a cartoon. This is still a cartoon. You know what I mean? You think about it like this is a cartoon. This is not something that they would do this with. Like, what are y'all doing, right? Then I came upon a situation where it was like, you know what? I'm not going, I have to stop using my inhibitors. I have to stop. The drugs had to calm down. I had to, be a man and be a regular person and go back into society the proper way. You understand what I'm saying? Trouble sometimes came, and I was able to have the ability to give up certain things, right? And lo and behold, I turn on my TV at 10 p.m. on a Saturday evening, and I see this milkshake still fucking talking. I see this meat still fucking talking. These french fries are still fucking talking. Fry lock and still cock blocking like a cop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, whoa, this shit was real. They really did this shit. Like, I didn't make none of this up. Even in my high mind state, I did not make none of this shit up. This shit is still 100% ridiculous. This Squidbillies is still 100% ridiculous. And then they added more shit. They added more shit. The Venture Brothers. And I'm watching the Venture Brothers. And the Venture Brothers is kind of like not as bad because it's not stupid. They got a genius dude and they got like villains and stuff like that. And it's not that bad, but it's still like, what are y'all doing? It was still like, y'all, this is a cartoon. This is a cartoon. You know what I mean? Venture Brothers was cool though. I like Venture Brothers because it was not. The violence was crazy. The blood was crazy. They did have a lot of sexual innuendo stuff on there. They did cuss to an extent. Shit, bitch, ass, damn. It wasn't no fucks going on. I think Cartoon Network couldn't have no fucks going on, but they did cuss to an extent, right? But Venture Brothers was still kind of almost in that, I can believe this. This could be really a real thing that's happening in real life on some adult shit. But that Squidbillies with them squids and them fucking grandma squids and them fucking and that shit that happened. And that fucking Meat Wad and Frylock and Master Shake and Ignignot and Ignite. You know what I mean? It wasn't on that level neither. And then they had Dynamite. And I watched Black Dynamite. I love Black Dynamite. I love that show. And it was like, that show was a little bit fucked up. But it had adult content in it, hoes and shit like that, things of that nature. You know what I mean? But I watched that show and I was cool with Black Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? And that led to like Mike Tyson's Mysteries. Mike Tyson's Mysteries ain't that raunchy neither. It ain't that bad. I mean, it's got some adult content and it's stupid. And they make fun of Mike Tyson and he's got a Chinese daughter and it's a stupid show, but it's fun to watch. And it's not for kids really because I mean, my kids can almost watch Mike Tyson's Mysteries. It's not too bad. It's just certain things in it that you'd be like, whoa, I'll explain it to you later, son. You know what I mean? You can let them watch it, but certain things might come and be like, yo, I'll tell you later. Like, get the fuck on. You know what I mean? But it wasn't that bad. But, Adult Swim kind of got a little advanced, and I watched it. And then what happened was a lot of other people got in on it, like HBO got in on it, and they had Spawn, and I watched Spawn, and Spawn was really intense. Spawn was kind of fucked up on the adult tip, comic book tip and stuff. So a lot of things got on there, but then you know what happened? Okay, after Adult Swim, Cartoon Network, then these streaming services came out. Netflix came out, Paramount Plus came out, HBO Max came out. All of these streaming services is out now, and these streaming services don't give a fuck, me. These streaming services don't give a fuck. Streaming services can put whatever the fuck they want on there. They can go as far as they want to fucking go. They don't have like the parameters of the networks. They don't have like no rules. They don't have nothing. And that's when the cartoon blasphemy, the adult cartoon shit, all of that shit that I'm talking about went completely berserk, like completely buck wild, like nothing was off limits. And you can go anywhere. The sky is the limit, and you know that you can keep just keeping on. The sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want. Who want? You know what I mean? They knew it. They knew the sky was the limit. And so then I was watching. I don't even know where this show came on. I don't know if it was on Netflix or if it was on some other streaming service or whatever. But I started watching this show called Brinkleberry. And I was just like, what the fuck is this? Now, this was a show about these forest rangers, right? They worked in a park, a Brinkleberry, like a national park, national forest, or whatever. And they wasn't like forest rangers that was like chasing Yogi and Boo Boo. That's what I thought. Oh, they gonna be out here. It's gonna be a bear out here doing some dumb shit. Yogi and Boo Boo. They gonna be chasing Yogi and Boo Boo. It's gonna be corny. No. This show was outrageously, tremendously, without a shadow of doubt, just fucked up. Okay, the boss was fucked up like Forest Ranger dude. Then he had this big ass fucking monstrosity of a woman, like just a big woman, and she was like a lesbian, and she was in love with one of the pretty girl Forest Rangers. And then he had this knucklehead dude that was there that was in love with the pretty girl Forest Ranger, and the pretty girl Forest Ranger was like a fucking nymphomaniac, but she didn't want the big lesbian girl. There was a lot. There was a lot going on that show, and it was outrageous. I mean, it was killing, cuffing, fucking, all kinds of shit going on, and I was just like, this is up. It was beyond South Park because they could say whatever they wanted to say on this show. They were saying all kinds of words. They were showing all kinds of stuff. They were showing sex. It had like themes that was almost like pornographic. It had themes that got to the point of being damn near pornographic. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then you know what else they do? And I don't like this. This is a bad thing, okay? So Brinkleberry, they just use that same formula to turn it into something else. Like Brinkleberry got canceled, or for whatever reason they stopped putting Brinkleberry on the fucking streaming service, right? And then Netflix comes out with Paradise PD. Paradise PD is Brinkleberry with cops. That's all it was. It was Brinkleberry with cops. The characters even looked almost identical to the Brinkleberry characters. The same kind of writing, the same kind of stories. It's just instead of them being forest rangers, they was police officers, and it upped the ante a little bit more. Right? It upped the ante because it had like a lot of drug usage. The dog police officer, the drug dealing, the drug sniffing dog police officer was a drug addict. He was stealing all the fucking drugs from the fucking evidence locker, and he was getting high as shit, getting fucked up. And they had this old man on there, this old ass cop, right? Old ass cop. And I mean, at least every episode you saw his balls. Almost every episode you saw this old ass cop's balls. I mean, they had it. They had this man's pants down, dick and balls out, showing on the TV, on a cartoon, dick and balls. Old man dick and balls too, and the balls was hanging, gray hairs around him in the dick. Oh my god, the balls was dragging across the floor. Sometimes it was disgusting, but it was funny as hell, and it was like you never seen that cartoon form dick and balls. It was like, yo, they can show this, they can do this, but yeah, they sure can. Sure can. It's not no worse than a rated R film, I guess. I don't even think you would see that in the movie. I don't even think that a movie would actually let you see an old man dick and balls. I really don't think that a movie would even let you see that. But on this cartoon, I'm looking at something that I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Oh my goodness. And they're racist, they're stereotypical, they're murderous. It's just everything bad. The Brinkleberry and Paradise PD was the Eric Cartman of cartoons. They didn't give a fuck, bro. They was just out there and they was doing misogynistic, murderous, fucking hateful, spiteful, fucking racist, fucking just all kinds of bad shit going on in these cartoons. And they had three of them. They went from Brinkleberry to fucking Paradise PD, which was the same shit, to fucking Farzar, which is literally the same shit. They just took the same cartoon and just put it in different locations, I say. A different location, a different setting. Yeah, Brinkleberry is these dumb motherfuckers and these motherfuckers in the woods. Paradise PD is these motherfuckers in a town, in a police department. They police officers now. And Farzar, okay, now these motherfuckers is out in space. It was the same shit, and I watched all of it. I watched every last piece of it. It was like Folgers coffee was good to the last drop. It was good to the last drop. I can't help it. And I know it's fucked up. I know it's crazy. I know it's stupid. I know it's like an Adam Sandler film. I know it's stupid. I know it's fucked up. I know it ain't good shit. But I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. You know what I mean? I'm going to watch it. And so that's where I'm going with that. All right. So now let's see what else there is. What else? Okay. So that was mostly like Adult Swim, and that was mostly like Adult Swim and like the beginning of the shit getting outrageous going to streaming services, right? That was the beginning of it. And then they had what else did I watch? Oh, let me see. Oh, and I watched something recently. I'm gonna go to something recently. Now I got some big ones coming up. I wanted to say for last. I didn't want to like blow my load because I blew my load with South Park earlier. I blew my load. I exploded with South Park, and I should have saved South Park for later. So I got some ones that I know about that's in my head right now that I'm just not bringing them out yet. I'm just not gonna bring them out yet. So let me talk about some new ones that I watched. Okay, HBO had this show called Clone Wars. I mean, not Clone Wars. I'm thinking of Star Wars, Clone Wars and shit. No, it was called Clone High, where they went back and they supposedly cloned a lot of the old people from back in the day, like JFK and Gandhi and all that. And they tried to be smart with it. You know what I mean? They tried to be smart with it. They tried to make jokes about it. They tried to incorporate these people and all this in the modern day world and all that shit. It was kind of bullshit. Clone High is something that I watched that I enjoyed. I mean, I chuckled at it. I found it interesting. I found it to be enjoyable. I watched the old season. I watched the new season. I watched every episode. I've absorbed it. I took it in, but it ain't on the level of what I'm talking about for real. It's not on the level of what I'm really talking about. You know what I mean? It's not on the level. It's not even killing, cussing, fucking in it neither. It's almost, you almost can let your kids watch. You almost can let your kids watch, but don't, because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want you saying, let's be said, my kids can watch it. I don't want to get in trouble. Don't let your kids watch it, but you almost could. You know, you watch an episode or two, you can tell your kids, but you might not even like it because it ain't that good. Clone High ain't that good. It's just I watch everything. You know what I mean, the fuck. And then Harley Quinn. I watched the Harley Quinn show because I like comics. I don't like comic books. I'm not reading them. I know King Lion would probably be mad at me. I know that King Lion would probably be like, "You're supposed to read the books," and he'll be slapping the phone and slapping the computer screen with some comics. And I don't read that shit. I don't read comics. I like comic stories. I like watching it on TV. I like the Marvel, DCU, MCU universes and all that. I like to see it in the movies, all that. You want to put a comic book in front of me? You want me to read that shit? No, hell to the no, to the no. I'm not doing that. I know it got pictures. It ain't about just the reading. I know it got pictures and shit. I know it's vivid. I know all those things, but I just don't want to. I just never was that kid. I just don't know. Save that. Let me see it. Let me hear it. Let me see it and hear it. I don't want it. No, I'm not doing it. But I do like them. I do like the movies. I do like the cartoons. I do like the shows. And so when I saw Harley Quinn on HBO, I said, let me watch it. And woo, wait. They was pushing that comic shit to the limit. One day they was letting the Joker be the real Joker, like cuffing, fucking killing, fucking doing real shit, fucking all that. Everything's happening. Okay, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy is fucking. Now I know in the comics they have some kind of relationship, but on this show you can see it go. It's going down. It's going down for real. You know what I mean? I'm seeing them. I'm seeing them there. I'm seeing them kissing. I'm seeing them getting fucking. I mean, it's a cartoon, but I was still like, a little like, I like that. And then I imagined that it was Margot Robbie because Margot Robbie plays Harley Quinn in the movie. So I'm like, oh shit, that's Margot Robbie. Mm-hmm. And who's playing Poison Ivy? I like to imagine it's Scarlett Johansson. Hey, Poison Ivy is Scarlett Johansson. So now I'm in my head, I'm seeing Margot Robbie and Scarlett Johansson get me in. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and temperatures rising just like something else. No. Now look. It's still a cartoon, okay? My head knows it's still a fucking cartoon, okay? And if you get to that point from cartoons, it's something, you are a strange bird. And I do know they have cartoon porn. Don't think I don't know. I know about cartoon porn. I know back in the day when you used to watch Fred Flintstone banging Wilma out on the porn sites. I know about that, but not my cup of tea. I know about them hentai cartoon porn. Once again, I ain't into all that. All I'm saying is that that's where my imagination went in some of these scenes between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. That's all I'm saying. I ain't going there. I'm just saying that's where it went. A little bit, a little something. But anyway, okay, so that's that. Then they got this show. And then you know what? HBO did the same thing too with the Brinkleberry and all that. Because they got this show, 10-Year-Old Time, right? They got this show, 10-Year-Old Time, and it's kind of adult theme, but once again, 10-Year-Old Time is something that you can let your kids watch because it's not too raunchy. It's not too raunchy because it's about 10-year-olds. So it's not sex in there per se. It's not a lot of cussing in there. It's a little bit of cussing, but it's not sex in there, and it's not much killing in there because he is 10 years old on the show. But there's adult, and you win yours, there's adult situations, and the show is indeed, without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally fucked up. I mean, fucked up. And I think that you shouldn't let kids watch it because you don't want kids thinking that adults you know how kids look at adults, right? You know how kids look at parents, look at moms, look at their friends' moms, look at their sisters, brothers, look at their principals as people of authority. You know, they look at grown-ups as people of authority. And if they watch this show and they look at some of them grown-ups and they decide they want to go off, oh, that's good. And they decide that they want to go off of that. You know what I mean? The respect level for some of these adults in the real world is going to get fucked up. So that's why I don't think you should let your kids watch 10-year-old time because they're going to be like, they're going to think, they're going to look at you a little different. They're going to look at their school principal a little different, their teachers a little different, the lunch lady a little different. They're going to look at the bus driver. Everybody's going to be looked at a little different because they're going to start to think, is this how adults really think? Is this some of the shit that adults really want to say to us? Is this some of the things that adults might really want us to fucking do? You know what I mean? It's fucked up. It really is outrageous. It really is fucked up. But I love this show because it's so fucking deadpan. It's so fucking deadpan. It's like real simple. It's like Tom's this little kid, and Tom's just like, I'm 10 years old. I'm 10 years old. And all of the adults are like, Tom, I need you to do this. Tom, I need you to do that. Tom, I want you to do this. And Tom's like, Mom, you know, his mom tells him to do something. He's like, Mom, you know, that don't sound right. His mom like, what do you mean it don't sound right? And he's like, Mom, I'm 10 years old. I don't think I'm supposed to be doing this shit. And his mom's just like, Tom, do what the fuck I tell you to do, Tom. That's what we got to do. And then Tom does it. And then it's like, you know, it's not right. Then he's got this black friend, Nelson. And Nelson is a hustler because Nelson's dad is a lawyer, right? So Nelson is like Tom's PR guy, but Nelson is about getting money. So he's Tom's PR guy, right? For example, he made Tom get in the trash can, eat trash out the trash can. He made him look like a bum so that he can post it on like social media. So Tom looked like a bum, and Nelson's posting, and they end up getting $6,000. And Tom is like, "Well, we got $6,000." And Nelson's like, "Yo, man, listen, my dad said we can't spend this shit because you're supposed to be a bum, but you really ain't no bum. You got a fucking house, you know what I mean? You got a fucking mom, you know what I mean? You're not that bad. So we can't spend this shit because people going to know we fucked up and we going to go to jail and all that. So now they got to figure out ways to use the money or get rid of the money and shit. So they buy an ice cream truck. Like, it's shit like that that's going on. And Nelson is always like Tom's little PR dude, but Nelson will get the fuck away from Tom when Tom goes too far. You know what I mean? Nelson's just like, oh, Tom, I can't help you with this one, buddy. You're going to have to sit in the back. Nelson's like, look, I'm not about to get canceled. I'm not about to fuck up my money. This is a breach of contract. Like, Nelson is so fucking crazy, but he's Tom's boy, though. He's Tom's boy. He got Tom's back. The school bus driver is talking to Tom, and he's fucking telling Tom all kinds, giving Tom bad advice. The principal is always bringing Tom into his bullshit. Like, they had a spelling bee. He wanted Tom to cheat because he was betting money on the spelling bee, brought Tom into it. You know what I mean? Tom's uncle was bringing him into bullshit. Just all the adults in Tom's life keep bringing Tom into bullshit, and Tom is constantly saying, hey, motherfuckers, I'm 10. I'm 10 years the fuck old. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to know about these things. I'm not even supposed to know you do it. You know what I mean? They said, give him the D. Tom's like, I didn't know that D stood for penis. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Tom was like, y'all could suck my D. And then they're like, well, Tom, what did you say? And they're all looking at me like, I'm 10. I didn't know D stood for penis. I don't fucking know what's going on. You adults are telling me to do shit I don't fucking understand. I don't fucking know. And then Tom's got this girlfriend. She's not even his girlfriend. It's just this girl, Dakota, and Dakota's friend, right? And Dakota's friend don't fuck with them. She don't fuck with Tom at all. She don't fuck with Nelson. She don't fuck with them, right? So when Tom is talking to Dakota, Dakota fucks with Tom. She likes Tom. She likes Nelson. She's like, Tom, you're my friend, you know, I like you or whatever. And she's like, but you want some other shit I ain't going to be a part of. So as soon as shit gets bad, as soon as shit starts going crazy, as soon as Tom do something outrageous, Dakota's like, fuck you, Tom. I'm over here. I don't give a fuck. But her girlfriend is fuck you, Tom, from the jump. Every time that girl speaks, she's just like, I don't care. I don't fucking want to deal with it. You're a fucking asshole. You're a jerk. You're ugly. I ain't fucking around. Like, no. And then every time Tom's like, what do you think about it? She's like, yo, Dakota's like, leave her out of it. You don't want to hear nothing she got to say. She don't fuck with y'all. You know what I mean? And it's just, and the show is just, it's just out there, man. It's just out there. Like one time, Tom was playing on the baseball team, and he was supposed to be playing on the baseball team, and he got so scared that he shit on himself and shit. He told the umpire, it's like, what are you scared? You got strikes or anything? No, I just, I kind of shit my pants. I mean, I don't know. And he's like, oh, you shit your pants. Basically, he's like, yo, I'm fucking 10. I'm scared. That ball went by. It was 100 miles per hour. I didn't know what to do. I shit on myself. You know what I mean? I'm fucked up. I'm 10. Like, you know what I mean? So that show is crazy. But then HBO is like doing the same thing as like Brinkleberry or something. Because they got this show called The Life of Times of Tim. The show is called The Life of Times of Tim. And Tim, to me, is a grown-year-old Tom. Like, I think HBO missed the opportunity to have Tom Part 2. Like, they had 10-year-old Tom. They had Life and Times of Tim. And I don't know which one came out first because I kind of been watching them together. I don't know which one came out first. But they should have just, if Life of Times of Tim came out first, then they should have had 10-year-old Tom be 10-year-old Tim. Because Tim and Tom, little Tom at 10, and Tim as a grown man is the same fucking person. Tim is going through the same shit as a grown man that Tom went through as a child. Tim is grown. Tim's got a boss that's telling him to do all kinds of stupid shit. And Tim's like, yo, I don't think I should be doing this. This ain't right. And the boss is like, I'm your fucking boss. Do it. Tim's got a girlfriend that's like crazy. And she's like, Tim, do this, Tim, do that. And he's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. He's getting abused by all the adults in his life, and they're making him do crazy shit. It's the same thing. Tim is living the same life at his adult age that Tom was living at 10 years old. And I'm like, these are the same. These shows are the same, but you know what? It's funny. But the Life and Times of Tim is a little bit more funny because there's some fucking going on. It's like, it's the prostitute there. It's the prostitute there that Tim keeps interacting with. He's not fucking her, but he interacts with her. He got her one time. And then ever since then, they kind of became like almost like friends. And she's black, and she talks to him like he ain't shit. And like, he's got friends that fucking get him to do fucked up shit. So The Life of Times of Tim is Tom grown up, but they didn't spin that. They just let it be Tim and Tom. But if they was both Tim, that shit would have been HBO missed out on that. But yeah, them two shows right there is funny as shit. And it's deadpan though. It's not even like they don't even put it out there too much. Like Tom is real deadpan. He's like, I'm 10. You know what I mean? Mom, I don't think I should do that. It's not like even an argument. It's like, Tom, go do this. And Tom's like, Mom, I don't think I should do that. I'm 10 years old. And it's so slow. But it's just the burns is right there. I don't know, it goes into my soul, my body, my mind, my spirit. You know what I mean? And it takes me there. And then I watched Elvis Secret Agent. Once again, Elvis Secret Agent ain't too raunchy. You know what I mean? It ain't too raunchy. It's still kind of an adult show. But it's not too, it's like Venture Brothers or something. It's not too bad. The raunchiness doesn't go to a high level. There's some killing, there's a little cussing, there's a little fucking, but it's not that bad. And it's cool because Priscilla Presley is actually involved with it. And Elvis is like, it was like Elvis is a secret agent. Like, yeah, he's still Elvis Presley. He's going on tour and all that. But then like they get him to go and do these. It's like Elvis was mind controlled back in the day. And the mind control made him be a secret agent. But in the meantime, he's still Elvis and shit. It's a cool show. It's not really, it's an adult show because it has adult themes. It has fucking and cussing and killing in there, obviously. And I don't think a kid would really be interested in it too much. Like with the attention spans of these kids, they don't want to, they want to see some Gumball, Amazing World of Gumball shit. They want to see some talking animals, some bullshit. This don't have that. But for me, I was entertained by it. And like I said, it didn't take you to that upper level, but I was entertained like a motherfucker though. And I like that show a lot. And now I'm going to get to something that I like to call the creme de la creme. I like to call the best of what I watch as an adult in the cartoon world. I like to call these shows that's what I get down with. You know what I mean? They get the lisper. South Park's on the upper tier. I can't with South Park. But these shows here, these are goated. These 3 shows is goated. I'm putting them on the GOAT list. I'm keeping them on the GOAT list. They are the GOATs of the adult cartoons. Okay. And the first one is BoJack Horseman. BoJack Horseman is about a horse that stands up on 2 feet like a regular dude, like a human being, but he's just a horse. He's a fucking horse, but he stands up on 2 feet like a human being, and he lives in a world with like humans and animals are mixed. There's like cats and dogs and regular people, regular human beings, and horses and horse kids and horses. Like all the animals and human beings are all the same. They all stand up on 2 feet. They all kind of talk. I mean, but they do got pets too. It's weird, but it's like for the most part, all of these animals and all these people and anything can be anybody. You can have a dog be something. You can have a horse be something. You can have kids be something. You know, it was like that, right? And so BoJack is a star. He used to star on an old TV show, and he's an old TV star from an old, very popular TV show. And the TV show is over now. The kids are older now, and BoJack is back out there, so to speak. He's back out there. He's trying to get back to work, trying to get back busy, trying to make money out in Hollywood, trying to remain famous and remain relevant. But he's a drug addict. He's an alcoholic. He kind of is a womanizer. He's kind of like a bad Hollywood dude. He's kind of like a bad Hollywood dude, but he's Bob Saget. BoJack is Bob Saget from Full House. You know how you seen him on Full House, and he was the dad, and he was like, you know, Danny Tanner, and you're like, Danny Tanner is so sweet. He's the dad. But then Full House is over, and then you find out in real life, Danny Tanner might be a little bit of an asshole, like Bob Saget might have been a little bit of an asshole. Bob Saget said cuss words. Bob Saget wasn't really him. That was the character. You find out that's what BoJack is. BoJack is like Bob Saget. He was Bob Saget. He was the family dad, and now he's out here in the world and he's trying to make movies, trying to do shows and stuff like that. And he's got an agent who's trying to get him shows, but he keeps fucking up. He keeps doing drug addict shit, crashing his car, getting DUIs, fucking womanizing people, fucking doing all kinds of bad shit. He's behaving like Charlie Sheen. He's Charlie Sheen. He went from Danny Tanner, Bob Saget to Charlie Sheen, and he goes through all of the motions with that. He's got a daughter that he just found out about from back in the day when he's spreading the seed. He got just all kinds of shit is going on with his life. Then he got these friends that try to be friends with him, but his fucked up shit goes into their fucked up shit, and they constantly trying to devote themselves to him, trying to be around him, trying to help him, and then it fucks up their shit, and then they go through their own shit because of his shit and all that, and it sounds like an adult movie. It sounds like an adult show, but the fact of the matter is that this is a cartoon, and the fact of the matter is that this man has a horse head. He's a horse, and the fact of the matter is that some of these people are dogs. Some of these people are cats. Some of these people are like trees. Like it's anything. It could be anything. But this show was excellent. It was excellent because I was watching it like it wasn't a cartoon. I was watching it like it was like a mini series or something. I was watching it like these was real people. I was invested. I was like, no, BoJack. No, BoJack, don't take that drink, BoJack. You was doing good. You've been sober for 6 months, and I'm talking to a fucking cartoon horse. But it's like he's not a cartoon horse. He's Charlie Sheen, and I mean he's Danny Tanner. I'm like, please, BoJack, and I'm talking to the door. And then, you know what? I wanted to see a woman fuck a horse. I did, and I don't like them kind of porns, but I was like, oh, BoJack about to get some punani. Go, BoJack, and get that ass. You know what I mean? It was almost real. It's almost real for me. BoJack Horseman is a drama. It's a comedy. It's everything in a cartoon, though, with horse heads and cat heads and dog heads. And the dog name was Mr. Peanut Butter. Like, that's how ridiculous the show is. The dog's name was Mr. Peanut Butter. All right, so BoJack Horseman, boom, top tier. If you ain't seen it, I think it's got a few seasons. I think it's on Netflix. Go on there and watch that BoJack Horseman. Then we come to Big Mouth. Big Mouth is if you haven't seen Big Mouth and you're an adult, go watch it. And Big Mouth is something you definitely 100% keep your kids away. I mean, my kids are teenagers, 15 to 20, right? From 15 to 20, that's my children's age group that I deal with. They was watching. I caught them watching Big Mouth, and I was like, no. And they're going through these things in real life. You know what I mean? Big Mouth addresses a lot of the shit that my children are literally going through in real life. They're literally at that age when this shit that's going on in Big Mouth starts to happen to real life kids. And I'm still like, no, don't watch it. No, don't watch it because there's not a lot of killing in it because teenage kids don't kill. And the show is about adolescent children. It's about growing up. It's about going through changes. Like the theme song goes, I'm going through changes. Because that's what it's about. It's about puberty. It's about going through changes and all that. So it addresses all of that shit. But the way it addresses that shit is fucking utterly, without a doubt, unequivocally disgusting. I mean, disgusting. I mean, first of all, They act like your hormones is controlled by these things called hormone monsters. And these things are hormone monsters, and all they do is make you horny. All they do is come around and make you want to masturbate, make you want to fuck, make you want to suck, make you want to do all kinds of shit. And they tell these kids that shit. They tell these kids, you should be 69 and you should be tickling your willy. You should be pulling on your Jimmy Jam. You should be fucking doing this and doing that. You should be sticking things in your vagina. They tell these kids all of this shit. And then when they get around each other, all they want to do is fuck. And it's not even about man, woman, female, male, nothing. They fuck anything. They fuck anybody. They're just horny. They like me at 14, just horny, just a hump a couch. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but it's real though. It's real shit. It's real shit because your thoughts are like that sometimes. And it ain't a hormone monster telling you. I guess it's just like that. That's how they present it, as it's a hormone monster. And he jumps out and he tells these kids to be nasty. He tells these kids to be nasty. But it also deals with stuff like parent, mom and daddy issues. You know what I mean? It deals with shit like fucking period. It deals with shit like fucking emotional issues. It deals with homosexuality. It deals with everything, but it is raunchy. It is in your face. It is no way around it. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, one time, the little girl, right? She has a yeast infection, right? She has a yeast infection. She's scratching. I mean, she's going to town down there like it ain't nobody's business. She's scratching, right? And she's literally taking a mirror, putting it down there and having conversations with her vagina. And her vagina looks disgusting. You thinking about that blue waffle, motherfucker? That shit looks nasty. And they showing it. They showing the vagina right there on the TV with the eyes, mouth talking to her. And it's foaming at the mouth and it looks disgusting. And it's like, I'm sick, bitch. Bitch, you better do something. I'm fucked up, you know. And vagina's talking to her angrily. And then finally, the woman tells her, you know, how to handle that. She gets some cream, she puts it down there, and then she's back down there with the mirror, and she's talking to the vagina. And the vagina's like, woo, thank you so much. You saved my life. You know what I mean? And it's like, what the fuck is going on? One time, her vagina told her she didn't know how to wipe right. She was improperly wiping her vagina. She told her that. She was talking to her vagina with the mirror. They got into an argument, and she said, and you need to wipe from front to back. And the vagina was like, and the girl was like, I know how to wipe, thank you very much. And the vagina said, I don't think you do. And that is one of the funniest to this day. That is one of the funniest things I ever seen on my life in TV, movie, any kind of entertainment. That was one of the funniest scenes I ever seen in my life. That vagina straight up was like, I don't think you do. Like, just like that, I was dying. I talk about that with my kids, like, all the time, okay? Big Mouth had this one kid that was so horny, he was fucking pillows, fucking bath mats, fucking all kinds of shit. Said he got some kind of infection from the floor mat in his fucking bathroom. Okay, he was fucking turkeys. He was telling them how he would take a turkey home and bake it and everything and get it ready for fucking. And they showing it. It ain't like, you know, he's just talking about it. They're showing it. Okay. One of these guys got ghosts. One of the kids got ghosts in his attic, and the ghost is giving him advice on how to fuck, how to meet girls, how to talk to girls, how to do all kinds of shit. Talking about if he's gay or not, whatever. You know what I mean? These kids got superpowers one time, and the one dude got a superpower so that he can be big because he wanted his dick bigger. So he called himself, and I quote, Big Dick Boy. Big Dick Boy. You know what I mean? But it's so funny because these kids are adolescents and they're going through puberty, and that's what puberty kind of is like. Like Big Mouth is giving out life lessons. Big Mouth is telling us the truth. Like, you know what I mean? I'm full disclosure, I humped the pillow before. I'm gonna just say it. I've humped the fucking pillow before, okay? I've humped the fucking pillow. And one of these kids is a chronic masturbator. I mean, like he just gets it in and gets it on. He's humped on girls and bust nuts on them and all kinds of shit. And they showing this shit. They showing it. It's all in the cartoon. It's all out there. It's there. You can see it. It's come. It's everything. It's disgusting. But I can't stop. It's addictive. When Big Mouth comes on, you see it, you watch it. It's so fucked up. But it's addictive and it's great because it's about kids, but it's not for it. It's just great. I'm telling you, it's just great. If you have a kid, I don't think you should let your kids, I don't know about letting you know, like, listen, your teenagers might can watch it because they can relate, but still, like, I don't know, but this show is so wrong. This show is, I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. That's what Big Mouth on. Big Mouth is on a new fucking level. And the adults in this show might as well not even exist. The adults on this show really don't even affect these children. It's like they got moms and dads. They got your typical family. They got the sweet moms and dads. They got the moms and dads with the nasty ass mean dad trying to enforce it. And it doesn't really matter because the parents don't really affect these kids in a negative or positive way. They kind of like there and they kind of like incorporate them in the show, but the kids is kind of like, yeah, I'm still kind of like finding my own way. I'm still kind of like doing my own thing. And the parents are there just to kind of guide them. And the parents, meanwhile, too, you can tell that they all love their kids. You can tell that they're all loving, but they're all like, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking? You horny bastard. You know what I mean? That's how the parents are. Because when they find out that their kids are fucking or doing drugs or getting drunk or something, they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Because they're being parents. But it's like, it's just fucked up. But it's a really, really cool show. And I like it. And now I'm going to go to my top show. My top show. My favorite show to watch, my favorite adult cartoon show is F is for Family. F is for Family is a show about this guy that was in the Air Force, but he got out the Air Force and he stayed home and he got a wife and he got kids and he's trying to raise his family, and his kids are going through pubescent shit too. His kids are going through, they're at that age. They're going through puberty. So his one son is a horn dog. He's masturbating like crazy. He's fucking around in school. He's not doing good. His other son is a little bitch. The other son is like real bitchy, getting beat up all the time, getting bullied, can't stand up for himself. It's like a real pussy. And his daughter is his daughter, who's the baby of the family before they have another baby. But she's the baby of the family. She's a conniving, sneaky little trifling little bitch. She don't care about it. She does things, but she loves her family. She takes up for her bitchy brother. You know what I mean? But she does things. She's a sneaky little bitch. Like she is manipulating the dad because he loves her so much. And she manipulates him into treating her better than he treats the son. She's a little princess and all this and all that, right? Real life shit. It's real life shit. But this show should be called F is for Fuck, because that show says fuck a whole lot of motherfucking times, and I love it. And the dad is fucked up. He's just so fucking angry at these kids. And he tells them, I'm gonna put you through that fucking wall. And he yells at his wife, he yells at everybody. And he don't mean no harm. Like, he's a loving dad. Like, there's times where he loves his kids, but there's times when he like wants to fuck them up. You know what I mean? And the son is like trying to get pussy. The older son is just trying to fuck girls and he don't know what to do. He's fucking going through his little adolescent thing. He gets pussy from the first time from the neighbor's fucking wife, girlfriend, or whatever like that. The neighbor dude is a radio DJ that's getting snorted out of his fucking mind and talking to him. The other neighbor is a fucking pervert. The other neighbor dude is a fucking pervert, looking in people's windows, minding people's businesses, being nasty, and probably jerking off. You know what I mean? They imply it. They don't show it, but they imply that shit that he's jerking off over there, looking in people's windows and stuff. And it's crazy. And the mom is like, she's a stay-at-home mom, but she's trying to find work because they can't pay the bills and stuff. So she was selling like Tupperware, door to door and stuff like that, and she was not doing good with that. And the dad was like harassing her. And it's just real shit. It's real shit in cartoon form, and they don't do nothing outrageous. They don't go over the top neither. It's real life shit. The way they talk, the way they walk, the way they move, the way they act is just real life shit in cartoon form. And they cuss and they fight and everything goes wrong. And they meet certain people that's doing crazy shit. And he's got black people and white people. They're a white family, but he's got black people that work for him up at the airport and stuff. And a whole lot of shit is just going on. And there's some cussing. And there's a lot of fucking cussing. I take that back. There's a lot of fucking cussing. There's a little bit of fucking. And there's a little bit of killing too, but it's almost like good enough. Like I said, this shit feels like a real TV show to me. And I guess that's what makes me feel better, that they feel like real TV shows. This shit feels like if they put real human beings in this show, I would still watch it. Like almost like Shameless or something, but not that far. Like Shameless is outrageous, not that far, but something like that. So, F is for Family is my top notch. And so with that, there it is. There it is, folks. I'm going to end this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you watch some of them cartoons. I hope you use discernment with your children. I hope that you do that. And I just want to give a shout out to the Starting Five podcast. Starting Five podcast, that's my other podcast group, and you can see them on YouTube. We usually air our episodes on Sundays around between 1 and 2 p.m. It's going to be on there live on YouTube. So go in there and check out the Starting Five podcast. I want to give a shout out to my cousin Twist. He made this shirt, Twisted Tees. I mean, if you need some clothes, let me know. And with that, I'm going to say, I'll see you later.